everyone, it's Maureen. It looks like I've gotten myself in trouble. My name is Maureen and I am a doll addict. Hi, Maureen. Okay. Mr. Boo is helping us over here. I found one heck of a deal while I went out thrift shopping, which I have told you folks that subscribe to my wondrous channel that I go thrift shopping on the weekends, normally just to get out of the house. I work from home otherwise, an office job. And so it's nice to get out of the house, run the cars because they need to be run, otherwise the batteries don't stay working. So working from home saves on the vehicles too, which is always very, very nice if you're able to do so. I like it, but working from home is not for everybody. But when I am not working from home, I am sewing. And of course on this channel, you've been seeing a lot of doll content as of late. And I was planning on not having more doll content, but guess what? This kind of came along and I could not resist. All right. What we have here is a box of 13 porcelain dolls of various styles. Starfish is coming over because I am talking. And they are undressed. And I had discussed this on my channel previously with all of you lovely people, that I look for dolls that don't have clothing because I'm going to make the clothing myself. And with my 20 plus years of sewing experience, I might as well go ahead and, make the clothing myself. And when I go thrift shopping, I find dolls, but most of the time they have an outfit. If you're part of my Patreon, at least 50% of the time, if not more, they'll have their original outfit with them. If they don't have their original outfit, then they will have, they'll normally be undressed, but that ends up being only maybe 5 to 10% of the dolls that I see. It's unusual to run into an undressed doll. And I've been finding most of them online. I found one locally, which is our Isabeau Descent de Cille, who is featured in one of my other videos, and I will link it up above. The local thrift shops there's 5 of them in the town that I live in. Several are owned by the same owner. And most of the time, there's a porcelain doll here or there. There's not many. And there are folks who sell clothing for like the 18-inch style American Girl vinyl dolls. I'm not into the 18-inch vinyl dolls. I like the porcelain ones. I'm going for an older style, an older look. If I'm doing Renaissance clothing, a porcelain doll looks a little bit more in the time frame than it would if it was a vinyl doll. So I'm going to show you the different faces on the dolls that I got. And also, a lot of these have hats, which is really neat. So, our friend right here, I don't exactly have everybody's heights as of yet, but she definitely would be a doll that would cost $20 online. She looks like she's at least a 15, 16-inch doll. Our friend right behind her is a bridal doll, sort of an older repro style. She's a little shorter with a lace veil. We have our little friend here who definitely is a repro style doll, and she's shorter. And this one probably looks like a cheaper porcelain doll from the 90s. But yet again, still very doable. The hat, I believe, is attached to the wig. I believe it's a full wig. I feel a full wig underneath there. That's the problem sometimes with hats with dolls. Sometimes they're not just tie-on hats. Sometimes they're sewed to the wig. Like this veil is sewed to the wig too. And you might be able to find the threads that are holding it on and snip those if you don't want the hat to be on there. But yeah, she was definitely a bridal doll of some form. She looks like she was some sort of pseudo-Victorian. Our friend right here was a Dutch doll, and she has the pointed hat. She's actually in really, all these dolls are in amazing shape. So I went with this box also because I can use this hat to pattern it for the bigger Dutch dolls that I have also. Let's see, here's our other friend. Now she's more of a modern, a little bit of a repro-like style. When I say repro, I mean reproduction, that they're meant to look old. She's a smaller one. Here's a nice little redhead. They're all undressed. They don't have any clothing. Where's your face? Here you are. I have to unfortunately pick you up by your head, and I'm not really fond of that. There you go. Yeah, she's definitely a reproduction style. And there's our other little friend there. Let me try to get around to the other side here. So we have several more. So another very tall doll. Yet again, another $20 piece. And I'd say everybody else is like at least $10, if not more. There we go. That's also that. So we have probably several different heights, I would say. So let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Yep. So there's a bouquet of porcelain dolls, friends. There's the other side of the box. But here is the deal that made all of these dolls way too irresistible. 13 dolls, undressed, no stands, $4. So you have 13 porcelain dolls for $4. $4. It's like $4.24 with tax because, you know, we have tax on these things in the state that I live. Yeah, that's pretty darn amazing. I'm out of breath because it's a hot day and I had to just bring them in from the car. And of course the cats are with me here because they want to sniff me, they want to sniff the box, they want to sniff the dollies. So Star's right here. Feline cuteness tax. And Jace is on the chair that's behind me because I was sitting in another chair to show you the box of dolls. Now, I wasn't really shopping for more porcelain dolls because I wasn't finding ones that I liked online. I was not actively looking for more friends. And I found a box of friends for $4. So this does not happen. Let's put it this way. I've been doing and making dolls and doll clothes for well over a decade now. And you will sometimes find folks that are selling porcelain dolls in lots, but most of the time they have clothes. This same seller does have 2 other boxes of dolls, but they have all their clothing and their hats and their accessories with them. And I'm just like, well, if they already have all of those, and it's the same exact price, that's the funny part. So clothing or no clothing, this person is still selling a box of dolls for $4, which that just tells me that they must have run into a sale where there was a collector, or they just ran into a huge lot of these and they're trying to move them, which, I mean, their loss is my gain. Porcelain dolls do take a long time to sell. They're not everybody's cup of tea. Some people find them insanely creepy, of any kind of doll, let alone porcelain dolls. you know, yet again, we've talked about that also on our channel here about how the glass eyes and some of the extra realistic features make people uncomfortable. I myself don't like dolls that can open and close their eyes. I'm okay with the stationary stare. I know some people are not, but that's my personal preference. Oh, her hair is a little all over the place. And another, look at all the pin curls. Holy pin curls, Batman. But that seems to be the prevalent style. They like to do Victorian style hair, either making the doll look like a older woman or a younger girl, and they love their pin curls like no tomorrow. There. So that's a lot of doll, or if you want to say bang for your buck, we got it. We totally got it. So say hello, Mr. Boo. Hello. Oh, you're cute. You're like, this is too much activity, right? He's just hanging out because I'm hanging out. But yeah, that is, I am kind of lost for words. It's a steal of a deal. And, you know, yet again, I was not looking to make any more dolls. I was not in any sort of pursuit of looking for some. This just fell into my lap. And I'm like, well, the funny part is I had a Renaissance friend contact me. She had found a doll very similar to these and was like, oh, I can pick this one up for you. But it had clothing on it. And I was like, well, I'm not going to be doing any more. I'm kind of running out of room. I feel a little foolish now. And she's probably going to be like, hey, I thought you weren't getting any more dolls. I was like, I wasn't either, but I'd be stupid to pass this up. So yeah, there's at least 2 dolls in here. This one here on the corner and the blonde one over there. Easily 20 bucks a piece. Easily. And everybody else could sell for probably 5 to 10, if not more. You know, depending what you're looking for, what kind of styles, you know, you're into, things of this nature. The cool part for me is I can take hats off of the dolls. I can re-wig them if I have to. Like, I have enough experience with dolls in general that I can really make this work for me. So what I'm going to do in the meantime with my box of dolls, I'm going to actually get a plastic tote and gently layer these guys in like a fairly, I wouldn't say a deep plastic tote, but it's gonna at least be as big as the tote that I'm using to store my other larger Dutch dolls right now. I'm gonna at least get that and then pile everybody in gently. Because I have various sizes here too, which actually kind of helps me. And that allows me to at least store them in a relatively watertight environment until I am ready to start creating with them. So that's one other thing is if you're doing this, you got to have room. I do have my basement crafty space, which helps me quite a lot. Being able to create, have space to create, and then also a place to store them. Because one of the things that I was planning on doing anyway with the dolls that are just sort of standing in my room is storing them and trading them out every once in a while when I wanted to look at a different one. Since I haven't found any cases that are really big enough for the dolls that are like this size or, you know, 16 inches or higher, I would say 16 to 24 inches. When you're looking at cases for those size dolls, it gets expensive. You're talking $200 to $400 a piece if you're looking at them online. Yes, you can find them secondhand, but it's unusual. I mean, the glass cases that I have shown you on this channel from my doll library, those glass cases I ended up getting not quite 20. Let's see, like 14, 15 of them. I got 4 of them in an allotment for about 200. And then I ended up getting 10 of them for about 200. So that's secondhand. You're sometimes able to get more of them for cheaper. But yet again, you have to take into consideration if you're picking them up, like the solid glass cases with the bottoms. I had to drive an hour to get them. Same thing for the walnut wooden ones that I have in my doll library. I had to drive over an hour to go get those. And they are getting harder to find because people aren't really collecting dolls anymore. It's definitely, and it's an unfortunate thing. I would say it's an old lady hobby. I hate to have to put an age to it per se. It's definitely a small collection of people, both men and women too, that collect dolls. And everybody has their own likes and dislikes of what they actually collect. Like for me, they're historical dolls. So they're based in history or based in historical dress or national dress, like in the Dutch dolls, for example. It's based on that kind of nationality, if you want to put it that way. Nationality, culture, things like that, as to how I choose to collect dolls that I purchase from other artists and create on my own. Like the Brenda Price dolls, all of hers tend to be English history and British Isles. So mine is a little Eurocentric. I am from European descent, so that is also the reason that I focus on medieval and Renaissance Europe when I'm dressing these various different dolls. And I pick a country to base the clothing on. Clothing in a time period in a country. But yeah, yet again, as I had said on this channel, and circumstances have made me a liar, unfortunately, saying that there was going to be less doll content. Well, I guess there's going to be some doll content, but I'm not going to be making these one right after another. I'm going to be spreading them out. I still have to make my clothing for myself yet, so I still have to make my own Tudor kirtles and gowns for my own use. So that still is on the slate. It has to be done because I have changed sizes over the years, so I do have to make sure I have things that fit me for when I do attend medieval events. But luckily I'm not attending as many as I used to, so I can take my time in creating garments. And I apologize if you heard that little burp because I was having a soda. So anyway, because it's warm and I needed a little bit of a sugar boost. But so yeah, we've got more friends to create clothing for. I'm so excited. Yet again, I haven't really reduced any of my totes in the basement, so there's plenty of fabric that I can choose from to make beautiful dresses for all of these lovely ladies. And they seem to be in fantastic shape. I am not seeing any fingers missing, because like that would be something, I'm looking at. It's like, okay, is everybody okay? Are hands all right? And they seem to be. So I'm just trying to, she has little flowers on her wrist. Little tulips, because she's from Holland. Cute. Cute, cute. All right, well, that is all that I had for you this particular month's video. If you like doll content as well as historical clothing and historical research about medieval and Renaissance Europe, please consider liking this video, possibly sharing it with your friends, or putting even a little emoji or comment. When you do that, YouTube then realizes that you are liking this particular content. And when you share it, when you comment, that makes the algorithm make it pop up more often. So do take that into consideration. And you may also want to subscribe to the channel. I upload videos once monthly, and we have historical fun here. And I will be seeing you all in my next video. Take care till then. Bye-bye for now.